Hello and welcome to LFC Focus. Liverpool have just beaten Manchester City by 2-1 on the night to win 5-1 on aggregate and send themselves through to the Champions League semi-finals. And I mean, just take a moment, just pause this video if you need to as well, to just comprehend what this team has just achieved. I mean, the so-called tournament favourites 2 weeks ago have just been dumped out by this Liverpool side. It is the first time ever that Pep Guardiola has lost 3 games to the same team in a season. They've lost 3 games on the bounce now, 2 of which Liverpool have contributed towards. It's our first semi-final in 10 years. It's the first semi-final since I ever started watching football and supporting Liverpool Football Club. So honestly, it's just bonkers. I mean, the first half was a mess. Let's be honest, the first half went about as badly as it could possibly go, almost, with a little bit of luck coming on our side in the end. Obviously, the goal is a simple mistake. Karius makes the mistake of hurling the ball out when he really should just be keeping things calm. You know, the most important thing for Liverpool was not to concede early on, was to keep the game under wraps, and we did the exact opposite. We conceded. It's a bit silly from Karius to throw it out so early. Then Van Dijk claims the foul. It's not a foul. He needs to get back up and play on there. Man City take advantage. From there on in, you know, it's inevitable that they're going to score because they've got the numbers advantage. The momentum was in them with them at that point, and suddenly, you know, our heads went a little bit, I think it's safe to say, for the rest of the first half. I mean, nothing went right for the rest of that half. You know, the amount of pressure that Man City put on us and that we allowed them to put on us as well. You know, I was looking at the positions that their attackers were taking up and thinking it's the same as the second half of the first leg, but every single City player was just 5 yards closer to goal. And it goes from being a position where we kind of got them where we want them and they're not going to threaten, to a position where they beat one man and suddenly they're through on goal and they've got clear chances to score. So it really was going absolutely horribly at that stage in the game. You know, we weren't winning the midfield battle at all. We really looked like we were missing Jordan Henderson. You know, Gini Wijnaldum, he had a brilliant second half, and I'll come on to that later. But first half, he was almost anonymous, as were a lot of those midfielders. You know, attacking-wise, we weren't being sensible. We weren't using the ball well. We were punting it up far too quickly. We weren't waiting for the right pass and stuff like that. We weren't ourselves, and it was really, really poor. And like I said, we were lucky to go in 1-0 down at the break, because City had a fair few chances to make the situation even worse for Liverpool. I mean, the 2 penalty shouts from Raheem Sterling, get them out of the way. They're not penalties. Not on your Nelly, Raheem. However, the offside shout, yeah, he's not really offside, and it does come off James Milner. So I think it's safe to say that, yeah, we got away with one a little bit there. But at the end of the day, if you want to win the Champions League, you've got to get the rub of the green sometimes. You don't win tournaments like this on this kind of stage unless things go your way a little bit. I mean, look at the last time Liverpool won the Champions League. We won the semi-final with a goal that didn't cross the line. So, I mean, there's your evidence there that sometimes you just need God to be on your side. Unfortunately, God clearly is a Liverpool fan, judging on that game. But yeah, we really, really got away with one. Obviously, there's the Bernardo Silva shot that hits the post there. I actually think Dejan Lovren might have saved us there because it is a fraction away from going in off the post. And Dejan Lovren's little touch, you know, thank God he gelled his hair in the morning. It just takes the curl out the ball, keeps it going straight, stops it from going in, I think. And like I said, incredibly lucky to go in at half-time, only 1-0 down. Could have been so much worse. And the fact that we managed to get in with that being the deficit actually filled me with optimism, because I thought Jurgen Klopp, you know, he's going to talk to his players. He's going to get something out of them second half. He's not going to allow them to go out and repeat that. And also, Man City will start to get knackered as the game goes on. And immediately, the second half was so much better. You know, Liverpool were taking control of the midfield. Their attack was sensible. You know, we kind of saw a little bit of it right at the end of the first half when they had their first sensible attack that created the chance for Oxlade-Chamberlain, where they just waited for a moment on the ball and waited for the chance to come rather than trying to force it with, you know, those long balls that Fernandinho says we're such a big fan of. What a muppet. So yeah, Liverpool came out second half so much better, pressed City properly, brought the game to them. Our lines were much higher. The midfield was actually in the middle of the park, thank God, and we just waited for the chances to actually come. You know, we didn't rush the passes. We thought sensibly, positionally we were intelligent. We committed the right amount of men forward, which we weren't doing in the first half as well. And we took the game to Man City, and that is how we created the goal that finished off the tie, and it was an absolute beauty. It's a great pass from Mo Salah into Sadio Mane. It's an incredible touch from Sadio Mane, because when you watch it back, he actually takes the entire City back 3 out of the game. A word on City's formation, by the way. I mean, who knows what it was, if I'm perfectly honest. It worked first half because it looked like their job was to create chaos, you know, to kind of do what Liverpool did in the first leg and benefit off the mayhem that comes from just chaotically moving around the pitch and stuff like that. It worked for them a little bit, and then they kind of moved away from it. They stopped doing it, and that's what helped Liverpool in the second half. So yeah, beat their back three with one touch from Sadio Mane. Absolutely brilliant. Might be a penalty. Who knows? Who cares? Mo Salah does a brilliant touch to take it round their entire defence, and I mean, what a finish. The guy, better than Messi. Better than Messi. I'm saying it now because one fella is currently lamenting the fact his team are out of the Champions League to Roma, and one fella is heading into a Champions League semi-final. Mohamed Salah is better than Lionel Messi. Maybe I'll regret that shout in the days to come, but right now it feels absolutely spot on, and it is an incredible finish. I mean, it felt like it took an age to go in when we were watching it. The way it bounces, it lifts across the face of goal, and you're thinking, oh my God, please just go in. And it does go in. Liverpool score, and that is the tie over from there. And then, you know, City just did not believe. You saw the way they attacked. They started taking pot shots. They weren't looking for the right passes. Their heads completely went. And then Bobby Firmino scores a really nice goal to finish it off and get Liverpool the win as well, which is important, you know, because I think it changes the narrative. You know, Liverpool would still have gone through if the game had stayed at 1-0, but the narrative would very much have been that we got away with it, you know, that we escaped from a game that we really deserved to lose and a tie that we could have potentially thrown away. Now that it ends up being 2-1 and Liverpool win both legs and have that brilliant second half performance where we look so much better than the first half, the narrative is that Liverpool beat City comfortably 5-1 over 2 legs, and wasn't never in doubt. You know, there was still doubt there, but in the end Liverpool overcame that and won. And yeah, a really good goal from Roberto Firmino as well. I said during the game that we need to target Otamendi as their centre back because, no disrespect to him, but he can be a bit of a clown. I think, you know, when you really get at him, when you physically show aggression to try and win the ball off him, which Firmino loves to do, you can get results. And Firmino did that. He shoves Otamendi off the ball. He's through on goal, and it's a brilliant finish as well. I mean, for all the talk about Firmino not being a natural finisher or anything like that, that is a striker's finish and a half to just bear down on the goalkeeper and then roll it in off the post. And from then on, Liverpool are in absolute dreamland. City have thrown the towel in. We are through to the European semi-finals. And I mean, it was a fantastic performance for Liverpool, and it was so important because when we were up against it, when we were really up against the wall, really staring adversity in the face, this team came out and this team performed and this team got the result it needed. You know, even, you know, there are so many Liverpool sides of the past that in that situation going 1-0 down after 2 minutes would have fallen apart. You know, even the Liverpool side of maybe 6 months ago, the one that played against Sevilla in the group stage, match day 5, would have fallen apart in that game. But, you know, the arrival of Virgil van Dijk, the confidence that has come through from the resurgence of Loris Karius as well, the confidence from the way that this team plays and the results that it's getting and the message that it's sending out to the rest of Europe is driving us forward at the moment. And the fans are helping as well. They are doing their bit. They're driving that team forward and giving them the belief that they can not only get through to the semi-finals, but I think those players believe now. Those players really believe, and you saw it in those celebrations, that they can go all the way. And we all do. This is a team that, like I said, it's mature, it can deal with adversity, it can deal with difficulty, it can come out the other end with the right result, and that is what you need to win a competition like the European Cup. So it was fantastic from Liverpool. It was simply fantastic, and we never thought we'd be saying that after the first half performance because it was so bad, but Liverpool really switched on. They did the business tonight, and they are through to the Champions League semi-finals. So that is all for today's video. Thank you guys very, very much for watching. I'll be back shortly with the build-up content for the game against Bournemouth. It's sort of funny, really, because, I mean, we sort of looked at this game. I remember Paul off the Redmen TV saying that basically after 7:45 tonight, the future is just black. We aren't even thinking about what comes after the game because it was so huge. But Liverpool have got another game at the weekend, you know, Saturday against Bournemouth. So I'll be back later on in the week with some build-up content for that. So do stick around. Hit that subscribe button there if you're new around here. Check out some of the other content that's been out on the channel over the past few days. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it. Follow at LFC Focus TV on Twitter, and I'll see you soon for the game against Bournemouth. Bye for now.